Hi, welcome back to Wise Guys. Today we're working on some practice questions in division of algebraic expressions. So at this point you can try these questions, pause the video, work through these questions, and then you can restart the video and I will be working through the answers. Make sure that your answers have a positive exponent in it, not a negative exponent. Okay, here's our first question. Minus 21b to the fourth, x squared, y squared, divided by 7b cubed, x to the fourth, y. So again, we generally start with the numbers. So here we have minus 21 divided by 7. We divide top and bottom by 7. This gives us a 1 in the denominator and a minus 3 in the numerator. And then we have b to the fourth divided by b cubed. What we do essentially is divide top and bottom by b cubed. When we divide this by b cubed, we lose 3 of our exponents here. It becomes 4 minus 3, and we're left with 1. We divide this by b cubed, and that one's gone. Here we and let's just write that down so we don't forget it. So we have b to the power of 1. Now we have x squared in our numerator and x to the fourth in the denominator. So the smaller one is our x squared, so we'll just divide top and bottom by the x squared. This, when it's divided by x squared, gives me 1. When this is divided by x squared, I'm just going to subtract the 2, and that leaves us with an exponent of 2. So in the denominator, then we have x squared. Now we have y squared in the numerator here and y in the denominator. So again, we're going to divide top and bottom by the y. This one's gone, leaves us with 1. When we divide the y squared by y, we're essentially subtracting our 1 because we're just getting rid of one of those y's. This is left, gone, and we're left with a y to the power of 1. So we have y to the 1. And normally you don't write those 1's, so it would be written as minus 3by over x squared. And actually, putting the minus there is actually incorrect. The minus would be written out in front of the division line. 3by over x squared. Now here you can actually do it a couple of ways. You can actually just get rid of all these r's by canceling everything. But let's multiply it through first and then see what happens. We multiply our numbers, 4 times 12, which gives us 48. We multiply r times r squared, so we add all the exponents. That gives us r to the fourth. We multiply s times nothing. Actually, we just have our s squared, so we're going to write down s squared. Now we have t times t cubed times t. So these two have the exponent of 1. So when we multiply them, we add all the exponents and we end up with t to the fifth. And in the denominator we have 3 r to the sixth s cubed t to the fourth. So now we do the division of 48 divided by 3. We divide 48 by 3 and we end up with 16 in the numerator. Let's rewrite that. So we have 16. Now again, remembering that what we're doing when we do that division is we're dividing 3 by 3, which gives us 1, and we're dividing 48 by 3, which gives us 16. And we're doing the same thing with our powers. So we see in the top here that we have r to the fourth, and we have r to the sixth in the denominator. So what we're doing really is dividing the r to the fourth by r to the fourth, and that gives us a 1. We're dividing the r sixth by r to the fourth. So we end up just losing 4 of our r's, essentially, and we're left with r squared. So we have an r squared in the denominator. Now we see in the numerator we have an s squared, and in the denominator we have an s cubed. So this s squared is gone. 2 of the s's here are gone, and we're left with s to the 1. So I'm just going to write that as an s. We have t to the 5th in the numerator and t to the 4th in the denominator. So both of them are divided by t to the 4th. This one's divided by t to the 4th, gives us 1. This one's divided by t to the 4th, so we just subtract the 4, and we're left with t to the 1. And rewriting it, we have 16t over r squared s. Next question, and this is one of those questions where we have addition and subtraction over a denominator, so we're going to put each of these terms over the same denominator. So we have minus 4p q cubed r over 4p q r squared plus 12p q r cubed over 4p q r squared. That's a cube. Minus 8q r over 4p q r squared. So then we just go through these one at a time. We have minus 4 divided by 4, so we divide top and bottom by 4. Divide this one, we get 1. We divide this one, we end up with minus 1. So in the numerator, we have minus 1. Here we have p divided by p, so they're the same, so they just cancel. Here we have q cubed divided by q, so we're dividing top and bottom by q. This one is gone. Q divided by q, we end up just subtracting 1, and it becomes q squared. We have r divided by r squared, so we'll divide top and bottom by r. This one's gone, it becomes a 1. Here, dividing by r means we subtract the 1, and so we end up with r to the 1 in the denominator. Now we're going to add the next term. This is 12 divided by 4, which is 3. We see we have p divided by p, so these are gone. We have q divided by q, so they cancel one another. And here we have r cubed divided by r squared, so we end up dividing top and bottom by r squared. R squared divided by r squared is 1. R cubed divided by r squared, we subtract our 2, and this gives us r to the 1 in the numerator. So we end up with r to the 1. And just check and make sure we're right. We are right, okay? So then we subtract again. We have 8 divided by 4. We divide both by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4, or minus 8 I should say, is 2, minus 2. You can see here that we have only a p in the denominator. Let's just put our 2 down. We have only a p in the denominator. There's no p in the numerator, so we just will write the p. And remember, it's a lowercase p in the denominator. We have q divided by q, so those two cancel one another. And we have r in the numerator, r squared in the denominator. This r cancels one of the r's down here, and we're just left with r. So it's r. So rewriting this, we have, and usually we don't write our minus 1, so it would be minus q squared over r plus 3r minus 2 over pr. And remember, your p has to be lowercase. Final question. So for this one, the first thing you have to do is deal with this xy to the power of 4. And remember, we take the 4 and apply it to both of these variables. So we end up with 4x to the 4th, y to the 4th, minus 3x cubed y squared over 12, and we'll do the same thing down here. This becomes x cubed y cubed. Now at this point, we're going to put both of these over the lowest common denominator. So we'll have two fractions here. So we end up with 4x to the fourth y to the fourth over 12 x cubed y cubed minus 3x cubed y squared over 12 x cubed y cubed. And again, we just cancel what we can cancel. Here we're dividing top and bottom by 4 because they're both divisible by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And it's always important to just stop and take that slow step, divide each one by 4 to see what you're going to get. Here we have x to the 4. Actually, let's just do that piece. 3 is in the denominator. We have x to the 4 divided by x cubed. So what we're going to do, because x cubed is the smaller, divide top and bottom by x cubed. This leaves us with a 1 here. And we end up subtracting 3 here, so we end up with x to the 1 here. So we have x in our numerator. And same happens here. We have y to the 3 in the denominator, y to the 4th here. This one is gone, and we're left with y to the 1 in the numerator. So that's an xy. Minus. Here we have 3 over 12, so we're going to divide top and bottom by 3. This becomes a 1. This becomes a 4. So we end up with 4 in our denominator. Now we have x cubed divided by x cubed. Same numbers, or same value. So we're going to get rid of both of them because they cancel one another. Here we have y squared over y cubed. We get rid of our y squared. And what we're doing really is dividing this by y squared and dividing the bottom by y squared. When we divide the bottom by When we divide the bottom y by y squared, we're essentially subtracting 2, which leaves us with y to the power of 1. So we have y down here. But notice that when we got rid of all these, we're always left with 1. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. X cubed divided by x cubed is 1. Y squared divided by y squared is 1. So we end up with 1 in our numerator. So this becomes x, y over 3 minus 1 over 4y. And that would be your answer. Okay, so that was a lot of work, and I hope you have a good day. If you have any questions about these videos or tutoring, contact Ron Hammerling at 632-2251. Have a good day.